Oh, hi! So, today we are estimating square roots. And I know that if you have a calculator in front of you, this lesson will take you 30 seconds. However, I'm pleading with you to not use your calculator, okay? Obviously, I have no way of checking. Well, I kind of
I
do.
don't know
Oh,
that one.
oh, my Alexa just turned on. Whew. Anyway, I do kind of have a way of checking because I would see that you don't have any work on your paper. So let's make sure that we have our work done because, and I'm going to tell you right now, there is a section on the MCAS, and I know there's no MCAS this year, but you're going to have to take it next year or at some point, okay? I promise you. Um, there is a non-calculator section. There is almost always questions just like this on that non-calculator section. So you really want to make sure that you know what you're doing here, okay? And it's not bad. You just gotta, takes a little bit of time, but let's get right into it. So here we are estimating square roots. So yesterday, or in the last lesson, we went over perfect squares, right? So I'm actually going to make a little list of the perfect squares. If you have that handout, the perfect squares list in front of you, you can certainly have that out for this. But I'm just going to make a list of my perfect squares up here. Perfect squares, just so we have them. So if I do 0 squared, I get 0. 1 squared is 1. 2 squared is 4. 3 squared is 9. 4 squared, 16. 5 squared, 25. 636, 749. You can keep going. I think this is enough to at least get started. Okay, so let's take a look at number 1. I need to figure out what this is going to be as a decimal to the nearest tenth. You'll notice 10 is not a perfect square. It's not in this list, right? So in the last lesson, when I asked you something like the square root of 16, it was just 4. It was nice and easy. Well, now the number that I'm asking you about isn't in my perfect squares list. So it's not going to come out to be a whole number. Okay, so what I need to do is I'm going to start off by figuring out in between what two whole numbers is the square root of 10. Okay, so if I look here, 10 would fall in between 9 and 16, right? So 9, to get 9, I do 3 squared, and to get 16, I do 4 squared. So what that tells me is that the square root of 10 is somewhere in between 3 and 4. Okay, do you see that? Now, 10 is a lot closer to 9 than it is to 16. So it's probably not going to be like 9.9 or 9.8. That's too big. That would be like if I was trying to find the square root of 15, maybe that would be something in the higher range between 3 and 4. But 10 is really close to 9. So my guess is that it's probably going to be either 3.1 or 3.2. Now, unfortunately, that's not a good enough answer to just guess, right? So, but it's a good place for me to start. There's a good starting point. So now, if I don't have a calculator, where am I supposed to go from here? Well, what you really want to do is I want to check them both. I want to do 3.1 squared and I want to do 3.2 squared. And I want to see which one is closer to 10. Okay, so that's how I'm going to do this without a calculator. So let's go ahead and do 3.1 squared. So I'll do 3.1 times 3.1. So hopefully you remember your multiplication. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. Go down to the next line. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. I'm going to add these together. I get 1, 6, 9. And then remember how to handle the decimal places. I have 1, 2 decimal places in my original, so I go 2 decimal places in. So if I take 3.1 and I square it, I'm going to get 9.61. Okay, so that's pretty close to 10, but it's not exactly 10, right? So let's go ahead and try 3.2. I'm going to multiply that out, and let's see what we get here. 4, 6, 6, 9. Add those together, I get 4, I get 10.24. Okay, so now I know that I'm awfully close, right? Because 10 is certainly in between 9.61 and 10.24. So here's what I like to do at this point. I like to think about this like money. If I'm thinking about $10 exactly, which of these two numbers is closer to $10 exactly? They're both close, but one of them is closer than the other. Which one? Which one is closer to $10? $9.61 or $10.24? Hopefully you came up with this one, right? That one's only 24 cents off, whereas this one's actually 39 cents off. So it's actually a little bit further away. So what does that mean? That means 3.2 is my best estimate to the nearest tenth for the square root of 10. So that's going to be my answer. Okay, so let's go ahead and try, while I have this list of perfect squares up, let's try the square root of 30, number 3 right here. Okay, let's see, square root of 30. So square root of 30 is going to land, let me switch colors real quick, land me in between 25 and 36. So 25 was 5 squared, and 36 is 6 squared. So that means that this number, 30, is going to be in between 5 and 6. Okay? Hopefully everybody can see that. So I know it's going to be 5 point something. I just don't know 5 point what. So then I ask myself, okay, 30. 30 is almost smack dab in between 25 and 36, right? Gosh, it's awfully close. So I'm gonna guess that I'm in between 5.4 and 5.5. I'm going to guess that it's one of those two. So let's go ahead and square them both and see where we land. 21, that's a 0, carry the 2, 27. So I get 6, 1, 9, 2. Okay, I have 1, 2 decimal places, so I get 29.16 when I square 5.4. So yep, that is close to 30, but let's just see if 5.5 is closer. Okay, 5, carry the 2, 27. 5, carry the 2, another 27. Let's add these together. Carry the 1, that's a 10. Okay, and 1, 2 decimal places again. All right, so that one came out to be 30.25. So now I just need to ask myself, okay, think about it like money again. I'm trying to get to $30. This, I have one of them, that's $29.16, and the other that's $30.25. So who is actually closer to 30? And hopefully you're agreeing with me that 30.25 is closer, which means that 5.5 is my correct answer here, my best estimate to the nearest tenth. Okay, let's move on to number 2, because I skipped over 2. There we go. All right. So 59. So if you have your list of perfect squares in front of you, you can see where square root of 59 is, but if you don't, I'll just, 49 is 7 squared, and then 8 squared is 64. So looks like we're 59 is in between those two, 49 and 64. So I'm going to be, it's going to be 7 point something. I just don't know what yet. So now I'm going to ask myself, about where is that? Let's see, 59. Who is it closer to? Is 59 closer to 49 or 64? It's closer to 64, right? Now, how much closer is the question? So, because I wouldn't say, I wouldn't say 7.9. I think 7.9 is a little bit too high. So, I don't know, I'd probably put this one 7.6, 7.7. And by the way, let's just say that when you do when you multiply these two out, if you don't get a number that's a little bit below 59 and a little bit above 59, let's say that they're both above, that means that these two numbers were too big. You should have gone one smaller. So maybe you should have done 7.5 and 7.6. Okay, so you should be kind of sandwiching this number. So when I do out this multiplication, if I find that my two numbers don't sandwich 59, then I'll just adjust, right? I'll just do another number, right? Because I don't have a calculator, so I don't know exactly where it's going to land. I'm just giving it my best guess. So if I need to adjust, I adjust. No big deal. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this. We're going to multiply out the 7.6, see what we get. 6 carry the 3, that's 42, 45. Okay, and then here I'm going to get a 2, carry the 4, 49, and 4 is 53. Add these together, I get 6775. I've got 2 decimal places, so there we go there. All right, now let's do out 7.7. 9 carry the 4, 49 and 4 was 53. 9 carry the 4, 53 again. Add these. We got a 9. We got a 12. So that's a 9 and that's a 5. 2 decimal places again. Okay, so now I'm looking at these two numbers. 57, think of it as money, so much easier. $57.76 and $59.29. So I do have one that's under and one that's over. So that's what I mean when I want to sandwich 59. So I want these two values, one to be lower, one to be higher, and they are. So it's perfect. Now I just ask myself, okay, well, which of the two is closer? And certainly it's this one. Okay, so 7.7 was my best estimate in this case. All right, and then we'll just try number 4 real quick. Oh, lucky us. You already know this answer. What's the square root of 36? Oh, yes. Just 6. That one came out nice and easy. All right, so give these a shot. Please do let me see this work, right? If you're just giving me the decimal answer, there's really not much I can do for you there, okay? So please do not make me chase you down because you didn't show me any work. Because yes, I know it would take you all of half a second to get this answer on the calculator. I get it. You're certainly more than welcome to check your answer after you do it, okay? But please, please, for your own benefit, just try them, okay? There's not many. Give it your best shot. All right, thank you.